podcast. My name is Holly, and I'm coming to you from Colorado, where I live with my husband and our 5 kids and our many pets. And today is Saturday, April 1st. So happy April Fool's Day. I don't have any pranks to pull on you. So anyway, I'm happy to be here to be sharing all my projects with you and the things I have planned. I have knitting and future cast on plans and a little bit of book talk and some shop news, some exciting shop news. So I hope you'll stick around to hear that. First of all, as far as knitting is concerned, I have one finished object, and that is Ivy's neon rainbow flax sweater. I love how this turned out. She asked for short sleeves, and I was originally going to do long sleeves, but it was very tempting to be done. Plus, it's getting warmer here. We still have some pretty chilly days. It's been in the 50s all week, and it's been really windy. So, I mean, she could have worn a sweater, but she wore this to church last week, and it looked really cute. So I really hope she gets a lot of wear out of it. And if I change my mind and want to do long sleeves later, I can just take out this little cuff. All I did was just pick up the sleeve stitches and start ribbing right away. So, and this is the flax pattern, and I think I did the largest child size, but I knit it on size 10 or 10 and a half needles, maybe 10. And I just held fingering weight yarn triple to get the yarn, the weight I wanted, and the color changes. And I just love how it turned out. I'm really, really happy with it. I can see myself doing this again with the tripling the fingering weight yarn because, I mean, it's thick and it's kind of heavy, but it's not, it's probably like an Aran weight, you know, but it's really squishy, and it was really fun just to, I felt like I was changing the yarns all the time. So that was really nice. So anyway, I highly recommend trying that. If you have a lot of fingering weight scraps, don't just hold it double, hold it triple, and you'll get through a lot of it. I really should weigh this, and if I remember, I will put it down below just to see how much yarn I used up, because I was using 10-gram minis, so and a full skein. So I suppose if I weighed it, I could figure out roughly how much yarn I used. So anyway, that is all done, and I really enjoyed working on it. I kind of missed it because even once you start the increases, it's pretty mindless just to do that. And then, of course, when you're on the body, it's just knit, 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 which is so nice. So that's done. And as far as whips, I brought a lot of whips over here. I felt at first a little discouraged that I had not finished more, or at least gotten some more significant progress done on these things. But I feel like I made a lot of good progress on several things. So I want to show you. So first of all, my Everywhere sweater, which is in this bag by Stolen Minutes. And this is chugging along. I made some good progress on this. And really the only reason I stopped, hold on, let me get it out. This is also a big hefty sweater. Here's my sweater. The only reason I stopped on this is because I ran out of my mohair yarn. I mean, I'm not out, but I need to wind up another skein. So I think last time I was probably like here. So I've knit a good couple inches. I don't know if you can even see that. I knit a good couple inches from the last time, and I just went all the way till my mohair strand. Let's see if I can show you. It's right here. So I'm just going to do a magic knot on this when I wind up the other skein. Losing stitches. And continue on because it's so tiny and I'm not worried about it coming out. Mohair is so sticky. So, but I have to wind another skein of mohair, and then probably that will be, I think I dyed 3 skeins of mohair, and I'm pretty sure that was the very first skein I just used up. So I knit almost, minus the sleeves, almost a whole sweater on one skein. And I'm just gonna go until I think the pocket is big enough, and I'll try it on and see where it hits me. But that's getting really close to being done with the body, so that's good. Next I have in my cute little kitten bag by Delightful Works, I have my Rosella shawl for Mary. And like I said last time, this has been my church knitting. And it is finally getting out of that snake stage where it just looks like it's all the same size. Now you do short rows in this to get it bigger, so it's quite skinny down at the ends. You can see the short rows. I'm doing German short rows, which I love because you don't have to pick up any wraps. And so I think my last short row is around here. You can see the German short row has this double stitch that you, that's kind of like what you do instead of the wrap. You knit this double stitch together. Maybe this is the last one, but it's just much easier to see than the wraps. So I think you kind of go, there's like over 300 stitches on the needles. And then I think you continue to do short rows till you get to about the middle 20-ish stitches. I'm not sure exactly, I'll have to look at the pattern. So, so that you're just working across the middle stitches, and then you go back and do the whole, you probably do a couple rows to get all of the short rows picked up, and then you do the ruffly border. So I'm doing really good on this, and I'm really happy that it's a very easy knit so far. And I have 2 skeins of yarn for this. This is my own hand-dyed yarn on my Nancy colorway, inspired by Nancy Drew. And this is a wool and silk yarn. I think it's 30% silk, I think, something like that. But it's really pretty, and it's very, it's got a little sheen to it. And this is the one I'm using, so I'm not alternating skeins or anything because I just have 2. So I don't know if I'll make it through the whole crescent part of the shawl with just this one skein, but we'll see. I don't think that the ruffle will take up the whole other skein, so it doesn't really matter. I forgot to say this. This is also in my yarn that I dyed. Okay, my next project is my Beauty and the Beast pullover by Regan. And I have been working on this really kind of last couple days, a little more dedicatedly. And then of course I was like, why haven't I been working on this? But I did have some needle drama, so let me show you. I'm using a size 4 Knit Picks Caspian wood needle, and I love these needles. I mean, every once in a while there's a problem. They're not expensive needles, but this particular one kept separating from its little metal thing, and it would just come out this far, and then of course all my yarn would stick on it, and I'd push it back in, and then it would be fine for a while, because this was on my not on my needle that I was knitting with, but on the other needle, my receiving needle. But then eventually I pulled on it too hard and it popped out. And so I am just going to glue this back in. I'm not going to throw it away. I think it will be fine. Just have to be really careful the glue doesn't, gather up on the seam. But I had some more size 4 needles, so I had some short tips, and I think I got them for doing the sleeve. So I popped those on, and this is how far I've gotten on the ribbing. I think I have just over 1 inch. And it's looking so good. Let me show you the top. This is the front. So I did some short rows in the back. And I did 5 repeats of my fleur-de-lis on the bottom. And then so far I have about 1 inch of ribbing. And I measured this against some of my other cropped sweaters, and it's actually longer, a little bit longer than both of my cropped sweaters. The Second Story Tee, is that by Debbie O'Neill? That sounds familiar. And then the Faux Set Crop by Knitty McPurly is my other cropped sweater. So that it's a little bit longer. So I think if I do a couple more inches of ribbing, I'll be really happy. It'll still be a little cropped, but it'll be pretty easy to wear. And I am hoping, even though I know the sleeves won't be done, I am hoping to be able to wear this. I'm going to just to the marketplace of the Interweave Yarn Fest that's in Loveland, Colorado in like 2 weeks. I'm so excited. So I'm, you know, even if I don't have the sleeves done, I'll just wear this under a jacket or a shirt or something. And David's like, why don't you just put a cuff on the sleeves? And but I was like, no, it's okay. I'll wear it under something. But I am very excited about that. So I cannot wait to wear this sweater. Oh, I cannot wait. But I'm glad I got back into working on it, because sometimes you just lose your mojo for a project and it's not the end of the world. But if it doesn't come back, it might be the end of that project, you know, which is kind of sad. But I love this sweater so much. And I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm not dreading the sleeves. I think what I'm going to do, we'll see if I actually do this. I'm going to have to do the Mrs. Potts on the sleeve, and then the fleur-de-lis, right? So I think what I'm going to do is do the Mrs. Potts on one sleeve, do the Mrs. Potts on the other sleeve, then do the fleur section, which will be my decrease section probably. And that way I won't like finish a sleeve and be like, whew, now I got to start over, because I think that would be discouraging since there's different parts. And I just hate sleeves. But anyway, that is in Knit Pick Stroll fingering. Knit Pick Stroll had mini skein sets that were like the Wildflower set and the, you know, I don't know, the Roaring Reds, I don't remember. Anyway, but they have just recently redone their mini skein sets, but they're really nice for color work. This is very soft yarn, and so I recommend if you're interested. My other big whip, I have also had needle drama on. I'm knitting Toby's night sweater, if you remember. And last time I showed it, I had like this much of the sleeve done at the top where I picked it up. And now, dun, 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 dun. Okay, you can see this is where the sleeve starts right here. So I have knit all of this. And, but, okay, so I'm using these straight needles. I left this on my chair one night, and I come down the next day and the needle looks like this. And I couldn't find the other half. Well, actually, I mean, I found it when it was broken. It was right next to it. But I took it off and I don't know where it is now. So I need to hunt up, this is a size 8 needle. I need to hunt up another needle so that I can keep working on this. But I was so sad. I'm gonna have to buy another pair of straight 8s, because I love using straight needles for stuff like this. It feels very old school, and I feel like I'm accomplishing something. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I like it. So anyway, but this sleeve is at that point where I knit and knit and knit and knit, and I try it on him again, and it looks exactly the same as it did last time. So it's a little discouraging, but I'm getting really close to the cuff. The trick is I'm gonna try to knit it too long so that he can wear it and I don't have to extend the sleeves later. So I'm gonna just try to go all the way to his wrist, then put the cuff on, and at least he'll have a couple inches of growing room. So that's all of my knitting whips that I've been working on, but I do want to show you my cross stitch I'm making for my mom, mostly to keep myself accountable, because I'm afraid if I don't remember that I have to show you, I won't work on it. So I have worked a little bit on this since last time. Last time I just had some of these, I had these trees here done, and now I have done these. And a lot of those are half cross stitches because I just haven't gone back and crossed them back. I like to do, if I can, I like to do a whole section like halfway and then go back, because then you don't have to look at the pattern. So just to show I have made some progress, but not very much. Actually, I really wanted to work on this last night, and then I looked at the clock and it was 11:30, and I thought, I don't think that's a good idea. So I hopefully will get to work on that later today. Okay. Some new cast-ons I want to do this time or soon. Before my next podcast, I want to cast on for Grady's Batman thing. I think I'm gonna do a vest because he could wear it to church, and even though it's Batman. And I'm using this Yarn Bee Must Be Merino Aqua as my main color. Let's see, what is this is like part acrylic, I think. Well, it's 50% merino, 25% acrylic, and 25% nylon. It's really nice. I really like how it's really soft, and I don't know if it's machine washable. I think it's hand wash only. And it says it's a number 3, which is DK. So anyway, this will be my main color, and then I'm using this darker teal for all the ribbing, and then I have a black for the bat, and I want to do a yellow oval with the black bat in it. So, but I'll put these on with duplicate stitch afterwards. So that is my plan. I have 2 of these aquas. I don't know if I'll need to, but I'm going to cast that on before my next podcast. And since I mentioned I'm going to the Interweave Yarn Fest, it made me think about going last year to the Interweave Yarn Fest. I'm going with my friend Andrea again. Hi, Andrea. And last year I bought some yarn and stuff, and some of it I have cast on. I have cast on a pair of socks with skein of yarn I got there, but I have not cast this on yet, which I got last year. This is from Lisa Souza, and it's in the colorway, I think it's Delft. Yeah, Delft. And I was going to make a Navelli tee by Caitlin Hunter with this and this skein of dark blue. It's called Dark Denim. This is the Yarn Bee hand-dyed authentic. And I think it's a 3 color. And also this light gray, which I dyed. So I think I'm going to cast that on because it's a tee, so it'll be great for the summer. And I don't know, fingering weight sweaters are kind of a little daunting sometimes, but I think, I'm not sure, but I think this is a bottom-up sweater with the color work on the hem. So at least the fun part will be right away. So I think I'm going to cast that on before my next episode also. And then another thing that I got last year was this fiber to spin from Greenwood Fiber Works. They're always at this show. And I got this big braid of, let's see what it says. 4 ounces of organic, 80% organic Pullover, 20% silk in the color Jingle Bells. So of course it's red and green. And you can see the shots of silk in there. It's so pretty. And I've just, spinning for me is a summer thing, and I don't know why it is. I love to knit in the summer. It's not like my knitting mojo goes away, but I think I'm gearing up for that summertime spinning. I did buy my spinning wheel in the summer, and then I got all these cute little, these are called pigtails, I think she calls them pigtails, yeah. And these are all Pulworth, I think. Yeah, so I wanted to just spin these up and make a sort of, make a very Barber Poley spin cycle style yarn, and then maybe do one of those patterns that they use spin cycle for, because I've never bought spin cycle. I hear it's very expensive, but that is my goal for these. So I think I just want to do some spinning. I'm gonna have to get my spinning wheel out. I think I need to order more spinning wheel oil, because I definitely, you know, you need to oil your machine a lot, and I have a shacked ladybug. So I'm hoping to have started that before my next podcast too. You know, even if I just start these things, I will feel like I'm making some progress, and like, you know, I didn't just buy something to throw it into the void of my craft room. So I am happy about that. All right, let me see. A little bit of book talk. I have been reading Anne of Green Gables. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm getting near the end. I'm on chapter, what is this? 34. And I mean, okay, if you don't know what happens at the end of Anne of Green Gables, skip ahead a little bit because I'm going to do a spoiler. But I know, of course, that Matthew dies at the end, and it's coming up, and I think I'm trying to avoid having to read that. And it's, you know, that's silly. It's just a book. It was so funny because I don't know if I told you last time, you know, when I discovered that I was originally reading the abridged version, and I was like, I can't read this. I have to read the original. And I got the original. Well, Mary discovered the abridged version. So I was like, oh yeah, you should read that. It's a good book. And I'm reading this book too. So she was reading it, and it was really fun because for a while we were like going back and forth, and she was trying to get ahead of me, and then she would like, she'd want to tell me all about it, and I'd be like, no, I don't want to find out yet, you know, even though I know what happens. But so she read the whole thing, and she got to the end, and she's like, Mom, Matthew dies. And I was like, oh, that's so sad. Anyway, and she was telling her dad, and she was like, oh, I finished that book. It was really sad, but good. So anyway, I think I'm just avoiding reading the ending. So I just need to finish it. But I'm having trouble finishing books. I have started like 4 or 5 books and like been really into them. I think I was just in a reading mood a while ago, and it's starting to go away. And it's kind of sad. But anyway, I need to finish this. So I will do that. I have a few acquisitions to show you. I went to the thrift store again, and I bought, where's the other one? I bought 2 of these Mandy books. Does anyone else remember these? I remember the first Mandy book. I had at least 1 or 2 that came out when I was a kid. So I got these for my girls. They're just kind of like girl adventure stories. I mean, this one is Mandy and the Jumping Juniper, and this one is Mandy and the Invisible Troublemaker. And I remember the first one, which I'm sure I still have, is like Mandy in the Secret Tunnel or something. And so I got these for Ivy and Mary at the thrift store. And then I found a whole bunch of these Christopher Fowler books, the Bryant and May. So they're so hard to hold. And I don't know, I think these are probably not in order, but these are hardback books. They're in really excellent condition with their dust jackets and everything. I mean, I don't know, they must have all come from the same person, but they're in great shape, and they were like $4, and some of them were less. I don't know how they do their pricing system there, but I was really excited to find these because I only had a few of these, and I just got one. So now I think I have 10, and I'm not sure how many there are. But I think there's a few more that I'm missing. So it would just be nice to have them all, since I like them. And then I also got 2 cross-stitch books. I got this one. This one, actually, my mom has. And so I know it's in her house somewhere, but I didn't really want to have to go dig it up. But this I love because it's full of houses. And I love little houses, and so does my mom. So every time I see a little house thing, I want to make it for her. But let me just find. And of course, this is like from the 90s. This one's cute. It has cats in it. This is from the 90s, and it's very, like all of the staging or whatever. It's like there's tons of stuff everywhere. It's so funny to me. This one's really cute. And actually, I really like the cover design. I like the house. I would probably change a lot of the colors. But this one is really cool because it's like quilt blocks. So anyway, I just thought that would be nice to have in my cross stitch sort of library. And then I got this one. I almost didn't get it, but then I saw this because I am a sucker for these kind of things. This also has house stuff in it and a lot of flowers and, you know, kind of very traditional stuff. I saw this one though, and I just think that's so pretty. And I'm really a sucker for those kind of Victorian florals. So I really liked that. And it's not even very big, so it wouldn't be hard to do. But so I figured, you know, for a few dollars, it's something that I can use. And then I have a couple things that one of my friends gave me. My friend Becca, she gave me this that she got at a thrift store. And it's just full of little cute projects to do. I've always wanted to make one of these things that you stick in your mattress and you can put things in it. I think that is really cool. And look at these. I never would have thought to do this. They have this scarf, and instead of putting tassels on it, they made little dolls, little doll tassels. That is very cute. And this cracked me up. Look at this. Can you imagine a man who would be willing to wear this tie? I cannot imagine. It's a quilt tie. Oh. But it's so cute. If I had to wear a tie, that's the kind of tie I would wear. So anyway, it's mostly just little sewing projects. And I should see what year this is because I would guess it's the early 70s. Why is it so hard to find years on these things? Well, I'm going to guess the early 70s, very early 70s, but it's super cute. And she got me this, which I took out of the plastic. It was still in its original plastic, like no one had opened it and used it kind of thing. So I had this envelope with it. This is a Hallmark thing, Hallmark advent calendar. But look at its little mice in their Christmas house. And I just love the pictures on this. I love how full it is. And none of the little doors have been opened yet. And so I'm going to use this at Christmas time just for myself. And I am very excited about that. That was very sweet. Okay, now for shop news. I had a shop update last Saturday, so thank you if you shopped the shop update. But I had two things, actually three things. Well, two things I'm going to show you now that I did not get to show before because I did not dye them before my last podcast. So first of all, I have this color, which is called Anne of Green Gables. And it's sort of sprucey green and pale orange with speckles or freckles, as I like to think of them. And here's what it looks like. A skein. This is in fingering weight. So that is Anne of Green Gables. And then I also have this one, which I love for spring, which is called Spring in Avonlea. And it's just pastels, very light pastels and cream. And I think this would make a beautiful sweater. It's just very subtle and springy. So that is called Spring in Avonlea. And I'm hoping to do all the seasons in Avonlea because I want to continue to read the series. So then I'll have summer in Avonlea and autumn in Avonlea and winter in Avonlea, and then maybe I'll sell them as a set. But you can collect them now if you want. So that's in the shop right now. I also have more of my Good Shepherd mini skein sets back in the shop, and just some other stuff. There's still some more Murder, She Wrote yarn in the shop and stuff like that. So that's all available right now. But I wanted to tell you about this Saturday, April 8th, I am going to release my advent calendar for 2023, and I'm so excited. I'm doing Agatha Christie. So it's an Agatha Christie mystery, and you don't know which mystery it is. So it's kind of like, it's a mystery of just opening the yarn, of course, but it's also like each day is like a little clue from the story, and you can kind of try to figure out which book we're doing eventually. And I am really, really, really excited about it. I've been thinking about it since probably last November. So that will be in the shop this Saturday, April 8th at 9 a.m. Eastern. And I don't make a ton of advent calendars. I'm going to make more than I did last year, and I did sell out last year, but I mean, it took a little while. So if you really want one, make sure you get it right away. And I hope that everyone who wants one is able to get one. If for some reason they do sell out right away, which I do not anticipate, but you can always email me, and I will see what I can do for you. But and also on April 8th, I am going to do a pre-order for a Mother's Day special Mother's Day box. So I'm going to do a special sock set inspired by one of my mom's teacups. My mom collects teacups. And so I'll put an inspiration photo up for the listing of the teacup that I am basing the sock set on. So you'll kind of know what the colors are, but it will be a mystery. So and that will ship out the first week of May, so you should have plenty of time for Mother's Day if you're buying it for your mom, or you want to knit something for your mom. I don't know if you'll have time to knit socks for your mom. It depends how fast you are, but that will be going out the first week of May. So I hope that you'll check that out if you're interested in that. And let me think. And that will also include a stitch marker and some little treats. So it will be yarn and stitch marker and little treats for the Mother's Day. And then I think that's it. So please do check out the Advent calendar if you're interested. Last year, and I'm doing it the same this year, what I do is I have 12 20-gram mini skeins and a full skein on Christmas Day. I mean, if you choose to wait that long to open it. Plus I had a little something every day, either a stitch marker or tea or chocolate or something else, a bookmark or something like that. So I had something every day with the yarn. And then also I am designing a pattern to go along with the yarn so that there will be something that you can knit along with. And I will, I'll release the yarn in the order that it's knitted in, so you can knit along as you go. So I hope that that will be something you'll be interested in. Please check it out and let me know. As far as life stuff, let's see. Like I said, we are getting ready to plant our garden outside. I need to rototiller a big area of our yard, which is a little daunting. And also, I think we're gonna try to plant grass in our front yard because it's just kind of deteriorated over the last couple years. So we're going to do that. I'd like to make a little kind of free range section for our chickens. They have a run right now, so they get out and walk around during the day, but I know that they would probably like to walk around in grass and eat bugs and stuff like that. So the thing is, we can't just let them free range all the time because we have foxes and coyotes and stuff in our area. So in fact, I told you about it a few weeks ago. We saw 2 big foxes in our backyard come around sniffing our chickens. So fortunately they couldn't get in, but if we're outside with them, I think we could let them out, and I think they would really enjoy that. We've been getting more eggs from our chickens, which is really exciting. We have 8 chickens. And we were only getting 1 a day for a long time because we have a Rhode Island Red, and she laid a lot earlier than everybody else, but some of the others have started. And so, but the other day we got this little tiny egg. I mean, a regular egg is like this big, and we got this one that was about this big, and I think it was somebody's first egg. It was very cute. So that was fun. And let's see. We're just busy with birthdays coming up. And I think that's about it, though. So I hope you will check out the shop. I will try to link all the things I talked about in the description box below, or if I didn't, and you feel free to contact me in the comments or on Etsy at my in my shop message thing, and I will try to get back to you right away. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.